Well. It has been a while. But, I'm not gonna go into why I've been away, what I've been doing with the last few months. I'm just gonna get straight into it. And look, I am obviously aware that Klopp is leaving in the summer. I am not that down with date. I have been following everything. I've just not been able to do a video, but now I'm gonna try and at least upload once a week, or maybe 2 times a week. I don't know, but just like a general review of what has gone on. But this is off the back of us losing the quarterfinal to Manchester United. What I think went wrong and what I think we should be positive about. So I'm gonna talk about all the bad stuff about that game. Alright? So first off, wasn't the best start. It wasn't the best start to the game at all. We conceded. You never like to concede early on against Manchester United. And came out of the first half leading by 2-1. Probably not deservedly, but we still did it. In the second half, we were in control for majority of the time, and we just didn't finish our chances. I mean, there were many times where it was just 4v2s or 4v1s, and we just didn't even try to put it away. We didn't even try to score on it. We just weren't putting the ball in the back of the net at that point of the game. And then I could not believe this. I was really livid that this happened. Fidget spinner, £95 million flop Anthony scores on his right foot. And I couldn't believe it. I actually couldn't believe it. And when I saw United had that last chance in the second half with Rashford through on goal, I was like, yep, this is over. And he missed. But let's not go so much into that. And then, alright, so Harvey Elliott scores a big deflection. And then we just switch off towards the end. And you know why we lost that game? I'll tell you why right now. Jurgen Klopp should not have fielded out a strong starting 11 against Sparta Prague. We were 5-1 up on aggregate after we went to Czech Republic and annihilated them. Like, we literally annihilated them 5-1. He did not need to put out that many first team players. If he had not started Mohamed Salah that game, I think we would have come out of the Manchester United game through to the next round of the semi-final of the FA Cup. But because he decided to start Darwin Núñez, Salah, McAllister, I think Endo as well, and I think Robertson as well, and Bradley, he started too many of them. He should have played the kids. Kumas, Jadon Dance, McConnell. Who else? Like Bobby Clark. Okay, Bobby Clark did start, but it was just because of him fielding out a strong 11 that we lost. That the players didn't have. That we could have let our first teamers have enough intensity levels towards the end of 120 minutes, because we underestimated United. And people were going on and on about before the game we were going to win this and all that kind of stuff. I agreed that we were going to win that game, but not by such a long margin. You still in this day and age, you cannot underestimate any opponent. But in English football, you cannot underestimate how a game can just be like, oh, we're going to beat United 5-0, or we're going to beat Man City at least 2 or 3-0. You can't do that anymore. I mean, back in the day when we were winning 5 or 7-0, 7-0 was, against Ten Hag, was one of the best days of my life. But Ten Hag knows now that many United managers have struggled with big losses, and I don't think he's trying to lose the magnitude of a game like that. And that's why I think Erik Ten Hag should not be sacked for Manchester United. He's actually doing an incredible job, and the substitutions he made benefited Manchester United, and they were the ones who deserved to win the game more than we did. We just weren't at it. towards the end of the game. We didn't look like we wanted it. We did. I mean, we did look like we wanted it, but we just didn't. The fourth goal, I'm sorry, but that was a tactical embarrassment from Klopp. To put that many players forward on a corner when United are already 3-3, and you only let one player of the back four just hanging back to stop a counter-attack with Garnacho and Amad Diallo, both two very young and fast wingers and attackers, to go forward. He lost it at that point. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. And now I want to go over to this very important one. Cody Gakpo. This hate that is going towards Cody Gakpo, he doesn't deserve it. Okay? Right now, Cody Gakpo is going through a time that Darwin Núñez was struggling for form. And you guys were saying he was a flop signing, he wasn't doing enough. And I may have been part of this, but I wanted to give Darwin the time to develop, to grow, to try and adjust to life in England. And Cody Gakpo, when he first signed for Liverpool, I was excited, at least we had one more attacker, because Jota was out at the time. And we had at least one more attacker that was well proven, and United were all over him. Ten Hag wanted him, and we got him. I was happy with that signing because I saw the potential that he had. And, for his first season, he wasn't so bad. He was delivering for us, scoring goals, getting us the goals that we needed to win games and all that kind of stuff. And, this season, look, we didn't win. The reason why we won the Carabao Cup final was because of his insane form. He scored in almost every game in the Carabao Cup. And look, this season, he's not really had a good enough run of, say, 8 or 7 games where, he's being tested out in one position only. He's been shifted across to the left, to the right, in the absence of Salah and AFCON, through the centre, in midfield. We don't know where his best position is. We've not really even tried him at his best on the left wing. And whenever, say Diaz is out, it's usually Darwin on the left, Gakpo through the middle. We rarely have a chance to even see him on the left side of attack. I don't really understand it. And look, when all our forwards are fit and firing, the main starting 11, and this is what I actually prefer, Diaz, Darwin, Salah. That is the preferred starting 11 for the 3 attackers of 4-3-3. And Diogo Jota starts over him, unfortunately, because Diogo Jota is an insane goal-scoring record. He's a lethal finisher. He's got pace. He's got strength to outstrength defenders. And I think Cody Gakpo is our last choice at left wing, all through the centre, all through on the right. So right now, we've got to support Cody, and as he goes off to international break, he has got to go and regain his confidence. He's got to try not to, he's got to try and at least get himself into form. But we've got to back this kid. He's still young, and look, if he's been given his first full season, but he's not really started many games, I would give Gakpo one more season, but he has to start at least a majority of the games next season, because I wonder whether he will even stay in this summer, because he's not been starting many games and he's not really first choice in any part of the pitch. So what's going to happen? What will the new manager come in and think of him? That's going to come down to the new manager, whether it be Xabi Alonso or, Ruben Amorim. You've got to think, what will their style of play be? What would they want out of players that they worked with before, and how they're going to assess this team? Yeah, man. But yeah, Now we're in the international break, the last international break of the season, and last time we're gonna see Klopp. And let's give him a proper send off, and let's back these boys. We can't criticize, we can't scapegoat players like Gakpo or say, I don't know, Van Dijk. We can't scapegoat these lot right now when we're at such a good point in the season. We're on the same amount of points as Arsenal. They have better goal difference than us. We're still in the Europa League. Let's back these boys. And whatever happens, we just have to back them. We can't keep giving excuses about, look, if we can support these boys when they win insanely and when they draw big games, but when we lose and we don't know how to support them, saying losing to United is a big embarrassment. Obviously it is, but if we can't support them when we lose like that, how are we to support them in the future? And the tragedy chanting as well, I'm sorry. That's a disgrace. If you're a Liverpool fan and you're chanting the Buzz and the Munich disaster, and if you're a United fan and you're mocking the Hillsborough disaster, that's just being childish, petty, immature, and a brat. We're living in the 21st century, man. We're not living in 1998 or 1981. We're living in the 21st century. And we can be better than that. And now, yeah, we have to be better.